Whether you just need a really easy week in the kitchen to make really great meals for your family, or if you are looking to find an easy week of meals because you have Thanksgiving coming up or another holiday where you're going to be doing a lot of cooking, so the week before, you just don't want to cook that much. We've got several meals that we're going to share with you that don't even really need a recipe. These are pretty much effortless, so easy, just giving you these ideas so that you have some really quick dinner ideas before a big holiday or event where you've got to do a lot of cooking. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. We're starting off today making our own pizzas, but we're not just making any pizzas. You don't have to worry about stretching out the dough, which if you've been here for the stromboli, you know. But you don't have to mess with pizza dough. You can buy the little pre-made pizza doughs, or you can also use a loaf of French bread. We are making French bread pizzas today. I am using these little mini French bread loaves that are pretty much kind of like hoagie rolls. We're going to use these. Very simple. Everybody's going to make their own with their own toppings. Let's do it. My oven is already preheating, but you want to preheat your oven to about 425. And I'm going to melt some butter. We're going to make garlic butter to put on our French bread first. So I cut my hoagie rolls in half, and I'm just going to place them here on this baking sheet. I've got this butter that I melted. Let's add some garlic to it. I'm adding about a heaping teaspoon of garlic, and we're going to brush all of these with this garlic butter. What we're going to do is toast these up before we make the pizzas, because then our pizzas won't be as soggy. So I've got a little bit of garlic butter on each one, and these are going to go in a 425-degree oven on that middle rack for about 5 minutes, just to toast them up a little bit. These just came out of the oven. They're nice and crisp, but now it's time to top everything. So I've got our pizza sauce here. I've got some Italian herb seasoning, some red pepper flakes, mozzarella cheese, of course, some Parmesan cheese as well, and then any other toppings that you want. So I've got some mushrooms, some ham, mini pepperoni, black olives. I grabbed some basil from our garden, and I'm gonna tell the guys, oh, red onion. I'm going to tell the guys to come in and make their own pizza, but first I'm going to make mine. I should kind of just show you the process. So I'm going to go in with my pizza sauce. All right, on top of our pizza sauce, I'm going to add just a little bit of Italian seasoning. I know it's already got that in there. I'm just adding a little bit more. I'm also going to top it with a little bit of basil. Let's see, I'm going to do a little crushed red pepper, not a lot, just to give it a little spice. And then I'm doing all the toppings. I want ham, pepperoni, onion. I want all of it. So I'm going to top all of this, and I'll be right back. Now that I've got all the toppings on, I'm going to go in lightly with a little bit of Parmesan cheese underneath my layer of mozzarella cheese. And of course, we can always add some more Parmesan on top when we're ready to eat. I'm putting my cheese on top. That's just what I prefer to do. I like the cheese over top, but I know a lot of people do it the other way, and that's fine too. I'm going to let the guys come in and do theirs. Are you excited? What was that?
Heck yeah, I get to make my own pizza.
That's right. I have a feeling you're going to put everything on yours too.
I'm putting it all on there.
I figured. It's kind of fun.
It'll be fun eating this too. Yeah, I'm getting there.
All right.
I'm going to put some of these mini.
I like the minis.
Yeah, I do too.
For this anyway.
It's going to taste good now.
It is going to taste good. He looked at this Parmesan cheese. He was like, I'm going to need more than that. I said, honey, we've got mozzarella too.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you put some red pepper flake on yours?
I have not. You're just going to have to give me a second.
Dude.
Hey, we got some Italian seasoning.
Yeah. Oh, he took the lid off. This man is serious.
I'm not playing. All right, let's put some of these Italian seasonings on here.
Italian. I would like to thank Caraway for sponsoring this portion of today's video. I get comment after comment asking me about my cookware. And for the last couple of years, I've solely been using Caraway cookware and bakeware, and we love it. If you are not familiar, Caraway is a non-toxic kitchenware brand that offers high quality kitchen essentials that just kind of level up your at-home cooking experience. Look, I have not always been the best cook, but in the last 12 or so years where I've kind of learned how to cook, I've gone through many sets of cookware because I would have them for maybe a year, 2 at max, and I would be kind of scraping them, and I would be worried about what was like leaking into our food as I was cooking it. So I would get rid of them, and then I would buy another subpar brand, and it would do the same thing. So I was always having to replace my cookware. Enter Caraway, and it is non-toxic. I love that they are non-toxic and so super non-stick. They are so easy to cook on, and they are super easy to clean. And ever since I've switched, I have not looked back. mentioned, I've had them for 2 years. They are still as good as new, and I plan on having them for many years to come. I have their cookware set, their bakeware set, and most recently, I got a couple of pieces from their enameled cast iron set. I have not used them yet. I'm planning to use one this week, actually. I got their enameled cast iron Dutch oven and their enameled cast iron skillet. They are such high quality, and they match my original cookware set, so even better. Right now, they are having their biggest sale of the year, so I wanted to make sure to tell you about it. And I'm gonna give you just a couple of recommendations of where to start if you don't have any pieces from them. I do recommend their cookware set. It's what I use day in, day out, never fails. I am using those pieces. I love that they each have a lid, but also this large skillet has this handle over here on the side too. It makes it very convenient for when you're cooking and then transporting it over to your countertop after you're done, or transporting it from the stove into the oven, because these are safe in the oven, which is wonderful. Up to 550 degrees, you can put these in the oven. So if you've got a recipe that calls for that, you don't have to transfer it to another dish, just use this. I also love their little mini duo set. So you've got a small, I call this my egg pan. If I'm just making eggs for me in the morning, this is what I use. And then you've got a small saucepan here. These are great. It also comes with a lid. These are great, and it's a great addition to the cookware set. Not only do you get the cookware set, but they also give you storage solutions as well. It's that time of year, and we're all thinking about Black Friday sales, but Caraway is having this sale right now already, and I promise you it's worth the investment to buy these pieces that are gonna last you a long time, so that in a couple of years, when you normally would be replacing your cookware because it's no longer any good, you're good to go. You've made the investment and you still have wonderful cookware that you're using day in and day out. If you want to try any of these products in your home, now is the best time because they are having their biggest sale of the year. You can save up to 20%. Just go down to my description box below. I've got a link there for you. Click that link and automatically it will apply that discount. These are their best prices of the year, so for sure, stock up now or add pieces. If you already have that cookware set and you've been eyeing some other pieces, now is the time to do it. Mine, Stevens, Kohl's. So this is going to go in the oven at 425 for about 12 minutes or so, just long enough basically to melt all of this cheese and make the bread good and crispy. And do remember to put it on the middle rack. Are you hungry?
I am. Man, just get on in there. Oh yeah. That's a pizza.
It is a pizza. It's a French bread pizza.
I love the crunchiness of this bread.
Good.
It's like super crunchy. But yeah, this is really good. This reminds me of going to Bellacino's in downtown.
Downtown Greenville?
Uh-huh. But yeah, this is really, really good. Very, I can say that this is just easy to put together, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you've got hoagie rolls, then you can just, instead of doing a sandwich, make pizza.
This is perfect. Got a little spice now from that red pepper flavor.
Good.
That's really good. But it comes together real easy. And it tastes like a pizza.
All right, I'm gonna dig in, but this is a great way to use up some bread that you've got. Just make little pizzas. You don't have to have pizza crust. You can always use bread.
Okay.
Oh no, I just saw it and it looked
Did
like a
that
smile.
tickle you, baby?
He was putting away some dishes, and she said, "Steven, come back in here."
I was in there trying to put my dish up.
No, I needed to be filmed.
Eat your pizza. You better eat that. I'm gonna have to go.
No! The French bread pizzas were delicious for lunch. For dinner tonight, we're doing another barely need a recipe type of dinner. This is a favorite of mine just because it's so simple, but it's so tasty. We are doing kielbasa sausage, peppers and onions. Very simple. I'm also gonna add some rice or cook some rice separately so you can have that with it, but it only takes 20-25 minutes total. And you really don't even need a recipe for this, but let me show you how I'm gonna make it. I am using just a kielbasa. You could use chicken sausage, Italian sausage, really whatever you want for this. I'm just gonna slice this up and we're gonna get it started on the stovetop. I've already got my skillet preheating to about medium-high heat. Let's go and take these over here to our skillet and throw them in there, and then also throw one on the stovetop because, you know, that's what we do. We're going to brown these for about 5 to 7 minutes. I'm gonna let them get a good little sear on the bottom before I come in and stir them. So the great thing about this recipe is you can kind of throw in there whatever you want to throw in there. I've got a portion of this red onion left over, so I'm gonna slice that. That's probably enough of the red onion because I'm also gonna do some yellow onion. So let me grab that. That should be plenty of onion for what we need. Now let me grab some bell peppers. I've got a red and a green. I need to rinse these off, and then we're gonna slice these up too. Okay, we got all of that done. Now let's go back over to the stove. These have been cooking for 3 or 4 minutes over here while I sliced up that other stuff, but you see that color it's getting. I'm gonna try to flip them a little bit. We can get the color on the other side too. This is always the challenge, getting each one flipped over. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll be right back. Now that these have been cooking on the other side for several minutes, I'm gonna take them out. I'm gonna remove them to a plate here. To this same skillet, I'm just adding a little bit of butter. We're gonna let that melt, and then we're gonna add in some onions and garlic. You know what? Other than just the butter, I'm gonna also add in some olive oil. There we go. All right, I'm gonna grab some minced garlic as well. So tonight I'm going more Italian in flavor on this, but I've done it more of a spicy flavor before too, when we've done kielbasa with sausage or with peppers and onions. So just do whatever you're in the mood for. Tonight we're going Italian though. This has been cooking for several minutes, so let's add in our bell pepper. And then we're also gonna add in some of those Italian seasonings like basil and oregano. I'll make sure all of this is combined really well, and let's do some seasoning. I'm gonna do about a teaspoon and the same amount of basil. And now at this point, you could just add some chicken broth, which I've done plenty of times, but I really wanted to have the flavor of the wine tonight, so we're going with Sauvignon Blanc. You're gonna add about 1/4 cup. And if you need to, that can help deglaze the pan. Oh, that smells so good. Now we're gonna let that alcohol cook out, and then just let all of these veggies get super tender. So I'm gonna cook it for another 5 minutes or so. I'll just come and stir it every so often. So I was gonna make some rice to go along with this, but Steven said, you know, because we had pancakes this morning. So we had pancakes, and then we had all that carbs, all the bread at lunch. He said, I don't want any rice. So I didn't wanna make rice just for me. I forgot. I have this brown rice. It's cooked brown rice by Minsley. So I'm gonna give this a shot. I've never tried this before, but you just microwave it, and this is 1 serving. So I'm gonna have brown rice with my dinner using this. Our veggies are nice and tender, so let's add our cooked sausage back into the mix, and we're gonna let this heat through. I'm gonna add just a little more wine, maybe another 1/4 cup, to really get those flavors infused. And I'm gonna reduce the heat to low, and we're gonna put a lid on it and let it simmer for about 10 minutes or so, and then we'll be ready to eat. Trying to get it to where we can hear you.
Listen.
So hold up, let me explain to them. If we wear the microphone while we do the taste test, you hear every bite and chew, and it's just not
They love
advertising.
hearing me chew. You know they just love it.
So we try to just leave it here in the middle, but then it's kind of quiet, so I'm holding the microphone.
Well, this is one of my favorite dishes.
Yeah,
Anything
I mean, you
with
can't go
kielbasa,
wrong. Yeah.
Italian sausage, I love it.
Yeah.
Because I love sausage. All right. This looks like there's a lot of herbs and spices in here.
We went Italian with it.
Man, that's really good. Oh, wow. Yeah, those herbs.
Can you tell that there was white wine that was cooked into it?
Really? Is that
It
what that
was,
is?
yeah.
Wow, there's a lot of flavor in this.
Good.
I love the veggies with this because of the it has a texture to it, you know?
Yeah.
The kind of a crunch, but not much. I mean, it's
Right.
cooked, you know.
They're very soft, yeah.
Lots of flavor, though. The flavor of the peppers and onions,
Yeah.
really good. Soaks up a lot of that flavor in there for sure.
Okay.
And then just the sausage. I mean, you can't go wrong with kielbasa.
No. All right, you enjoy that. I'm going to dig in as well because I am starving. I'll be back. I have a little bit of brown rice under mine.
Oh.
What? Just as I'm about to take a bite, he says no.
No, definitely pick up a little bit of sweetness from the onions there.
Okay.
So that's interesting.
Good.
But this is really, really good. Very rustic,
Yeah,
you know?
very simple.
Yeah.
All right, enjoy. The brown rice with this is so good. I really like this brown rice. This is the first time I've tried that particular brand. It's very good. I don't know why we don't have this more often.
I mean, it's so good. It's just, the flavors are just really good in this dish. Simple, rustic.
And like,
Yeah.
you can just use whatever you have on hand type thing. So
Right.
whether it be chicken, sausage, or whatever. So good. It is such a rainy day, and I need a very easy recipe for lunch. And then we're gonna make a warm and cozy recipe tonight for dinner. But both of them are pretty much effortless. Today for lunch, we're gonna have pesto chicken flatbreads. So easy. And you know, with the chicken, you could use rotisserie chicken, leftover chicken that you have, but we are using our favorite air fryer chicken. We throw these in the air fryer. It's the Just Bare lightly breaded. It is so good. So I'm gonna throw some of these in the air fryer. We'll just chop them up and toss them in some pesto. You'll see. It's gonna be amazing. I've got our air fryer preheating. For this, you can use any type of bread that you want. We're gonna be using naan. I always wanna say naan bread, but I understand that that's not how you say it, but I wanna say naan bread. This is the roasted garlic naan. There's 2 of them in here, so I've got 2 packs because Cole is here with us today for lunch. So I'm going to let that preheat, get our chicken in there. The only other thing I really need to do is just slice up a couple of Roma tomatoes. We're gonna put those on our flatbreads, but this is very effortless. I'm trying to decide how many pieces or how many slices we'll need for each bread. Let me do some imagining here. Maybe 3 on each slice or each bread. Yeah, I still need to slice up the other one. I didn't know if I needed both of these or not. Now that I think about it, Cole probably doesn't want tomato on his. So there's that. We'll just eat these tomato slices by themselves then. A subscriber sent me this silicone, I don't even know what you call this, the insert, I guess, for your air fryer, and I love it. We've been using it the past couple of times that we've made this chicken, and it makes cleanup really easy. So I'm gonna pop these in the air fryer. So let's preheat our oven. We're gonna go to 375. Our finish just chickened. Our finish just chickened, y'all. Our chicken just finished. I'm gonna lay it here and let it rest for just a second before I slice it up. And just to show you, all of this can go in the dishwasher, and my air fryer basket is completely clean, so that's pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to chop this into bite-sized pieces. Now let's add this to our bowl. And what we're gonna do is just toss it in a little bit of the pesto. We're gonna put pesto on the naan, directly on the naan, but I do want the flavors to be kind of coating this as well. So I'm just using store-bought pesto. Stir that around. That is plenty. And then you know what else I want to throw in there? No shock at all, right? Crushed red pepper, just to add a little bit of heat. Not a lot. Okay, now let's assemble our little flatbread. So they all fit on this large baking sheet, which is great. I'm gonna do a big spoonful on each one. Spread it out. I love that this bread is already the garlic bread, so we don't have to worry about that. And of course there's garlic in pesto too, but there's going to be plenty of flavor. All right, I'm gonna add just a little bit more to each one just because I want to. Excellent. Now we've got 2 different creamy melts here. I've got mozzarella, but not a whole lot of it. So I've also got this Italian blend. I'm just gonna use what I have on hand. We're gonna put the cheese on. That looks pretty good. Now let's top it with our tomato slices. I'm gonna do more on mine and Steven's because I'm not gonna put any on Cole's. Oh look, an extra one for me to eat. And lastly, we're just gonna add some chicken. I'll spread it out here in just a second. I did 2 chicken tenders per person. Okay, I think that's about as evenly distributed as I'm gonna get it. A little bit of the pesto stuff left over. Okay, I'm gonna stick this in a 375-degree oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. Oh my goodness. If y'all could just smell this. Our house smells amazing. These look amazing. We're gonna let them hang out for just a couple of minutes before we cut into them and eat.
That looks amazing. I've never had a flatbread that looked like that.
I mean,
That looks amazing.
all right, let's cut it up.
I'm super duper excited about this. This looks amazing. Make sure we get some chicken involved here. Oh man.
Cole is in heaven over there.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness. That is amazing. That's exactly how I thought it would taste, but better.
But better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh man. That pesto, the cheese, and the tomato. Incredible. That is delicious. That chicken is so good. I love this. This is amazing. Lots of flavor. Pesto.
I
Just
know.
with that tomato. It's incredible.
And that nice cheese. All right. I threw a little bit of red pepper flake in there, not a lot, just to add a little something. But
Wow, that is really good.
uh-oh, Cole gave us 2 thumbs up. That's good stuff.
Oh man, that's good.
All right.
That's amazing. You're gonna love it.
We need to have it more often, I'm guessing. All right, I'm gonna dig in. I'll be back. I did a little dance once I ate some of this.
It's so good.
It's dance worthy.
Yes, this is really good. Oh, yes.
Gideon, what are you doing? Little booker. Oh my
He's like, I
goodness.
want some flatbread.
He's already had snacks. That's our neighbor's cat. If you're new here, that's our neighbor's cat. He's an outdoor cat. We love on him a lot, and he's spoiled rotten. So there you go. Hey, kids. Y'all, talk about one of the best non-recipes I've ever had. This is delicious. You've got to make it. Like I mentioned earlier today, it is cold and rainy. I don't think it got out of the 40s here today, which is pretty unusual for November for South Carolina. But because of that, I've shivered all day today. It's cold down to my bones. It's one of those cold, you know? Anyway, so I'm going to get started on some soup. We are making 4 or 5 ingredient tomato soup. And the reason I say 4 or 5 is because I'm going to add some basil to mine to make it tomato basil. But to get started, I've got my Dutch oven heating to about medium-high heat. I've got 4 tablespoons of butter. Let's go melt that. And I'm using my new enameled cast iron from Caraway. I'm so excited. So let's put that in here. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's let that melt down. And while that melts down, we just need to quarter this half of an onion. We're going to blend this soup up a little later. So there's really no need for us to make it any smaller than that. I know I did more than a quarter, but you get the idea. Let's go add this to our butter. And we're gonna add in a large can of crushed tomatoes. You could also do whole tomatoes, a large can of whole tomatoes, either or. And now we just need about 1 cup to 1.25 cups of water. I added water to this can just to get the rest of the tomato out. And then let's just fill the rest of this up to about 1 cup, 1.5 cups. Okay, got that? Let's add that in. And we're gonna bring this up to a simmer. So let me turn the heat up just a tad so it can come up to a simmer. One other thing I forgot, you wanna add in about 1/2 teaspoon of salt just for a little bit of seasoning. And you can see it's starting to bubble a little bit. As soon as it comes up to that boil, I'm gonna turn it down to simmer and we're gonna let it simmer for about 40 minutes here on the stovetop uncovered. I went and picked some fresh basil. I will cut that up closer to time, and before we blend the soup, we'll add our basil in. Okay, it is starting to simmer and pop a little bit, so I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. Like I mentioned, 40 minutes. So right now it is 5:45, so at about, what, 6:25 or so, it should be ready. I'm gonna stir it every so often. I'm gonna also keep an eye on the temperature. I may have to turn it down a little bit. It gets a little too feisty, as it may, but 40 minutes. I'm also gonna be making us some grilled cheese to go along with this. We've only got 13 minutes left, so I'm gonna get started on our grilled cheese. We had 1 piece of the naan, that roasted garlic naan left. So I just kind of broke it into pieces, and this is going to be our grilled cheese today. So I'm gonna spread some butter on the outside. I've also got some jalapeno jack cheese as well as provolone cheese. So we're just kind of making do with what we have, but I think that'll be perfect to dip into the grilled cheese. You know, when you dip your grilled cheese into the grilled cheese, you know what I mean. Let's go on. Okay, so I have some of this wild grain butter that I had sitting out here for the last 30 minutes or so. I'm gonna use that on our naan. Just trying to make it a little bit softer, easier to spread. I've already got a skillet heating up over on the stove to put these in, and what I'll do is go over there and put these butter side down, and then I'll come and butter the other piece of bread too. Buttered side down, and I'm gonna fold our cheese and kind of tear it just so it fits our sandwiches a little bit better. So let's let that hang out, and I'm gonna go butter the tops of the bread too. Got those buttered, I'm gonna add those on top, and we're just gonna let this do its thing for the next 10 minutes or so while our soup is finishing over here. Let me show you my soup. I have come in here and stirred it several times during this process, but it has been simmering on about medium low for the last however long. We're at 8 minutes and 42 seconds left, but I am looking forward to this. It smells so good. To be such simple ingredients, it smells amazing in my house right now. Okay, it's been 40 minutes. So at this point, we're gonna add in our fresh basil. So we have tomato basil soup. And we are gonna use an immersion blender to blend this up. You could definitely use a regular blender if you wanted to, But I'm just gonna reach back here and turn this off, and I'm gonna grab my immersion blender and we're gonna remove it from the heat and blend it up. I got a little bit scared and went and put my apron on because you just never know. But I'm gonna blend this up, being careful not to scrape the sides. I don't think it can really scrape the sides because the blade is encapsulated in here, so I think we're fine. But let me do this. So I'm gonna taste it and see if we need to add more salt. I don't think it needs more salt. Oh my word. Okay, I want you to taste it and you tell me. Steven said maybe just a smidge, but not too much. So we just added a smidge more. Ask him what that is, I don't know.
Very technical.
All right, let's eat. Oh my goodness, y'all. Oh. Oh. That is some special.
Yeah. All right, this is gonna be good because I've already had some.
Well, you had a tiny little taste.
A smidge.
Oh gosh, you and
We
the
had
smidge.
to make sure that we tested the salt consistency and make sure the flavor was spot on. All right, here we go. That is delicious. That is some good tomato soup right there. Wow. It's got that thick,
Yeah.
almost creamy
Yeah.
consistency without the cream.
Right.
Man, and the basil. Oh man, puts it way over the top.
Good.
You definitely can get the onion flavor in there. It's not
Okay.
overpowering onion flavor, but
It's there.
incredible. Yes. But
Okay.
I love the consistency of this. Look how thick this is.
I know.
Like, yes. That's like the heartiest tomato soup ever.
Okay. Now try
really
your
good.
grilled cheese with it.
All right, hold on. Let me get one of that.
Okay. Fine. I'll just sit here and wait.
Now look,
Yes.
we got to dunk.
You have to dunk it. Why else would you have a grilled cheese?
Wow. That's not your mama's grilled cheese right there.
No.
That's not your traditional grilled cheese. That is some good grilled cheese. I guess that's naan?
Yeah, it's non. There's some jalapeno jack cheese in there
Oh, man.
and some provolone cheese.
Yeah. Good.
All
good
right.
flavors in that. I love the texture of the naan bread. It's got
Yeah.
the crunchy outside.
Yeah.
Soft inside, and the cheese is kind of like gooey.
Yeah. All right, you keep chowing down because I need to eat. I'm about to starve, y'all. So I'll be back. Okay, that is probably the best tomato soup I've ever made at home. I've made a couple of different versions, but I love the simplicity of this one. And then that non-grilled cheese.
This is fantastic.
There's gonna be none left.
You're correct. You better watch yours, too.
So yeah, this is perfect for a cold and rainy night because I mean, I want to swim in that. It's so good. We've got another night of just an effortless meal other than I just have to chop up some ingredients. It is so easy. It's a sheet pan meal. Tonight we are having sheet pan chicken fajitas. And before I get started, I just want to say another thank you. I have spent the last couple of hours writing out thank you notes to many of you who have sent cards and gifts over the last couple of months since we lost Gracie Lou. And just rereading the cards as I was responding to them today just warmed my heart and just made me so appreciative for this community. Y'all are amazing and I really appreciate y'all. So just wanted to throw that out there, but let's start cooking. First things first, 425 at the oven. We've got, I almost said red. Do you hear that? There's something inside of there. I'm a little scared. We've got green, we've got yellow, and we've got red. I've got these bell peppers, I've got some onion. Let's chop all of that. Let's see what is making that noise in here. I'm a little bit scared. It's a mini bell pepper inside. Do you see that? It had a baby. Okay, so I'm just gonna do thin slices of these and I will be right back. Those are done. I've got a little bit of red onion left that I wanna use up, so I'm just gonna slice this, what I have left of it. And I'm gonna add some more onion because we need more than that. I've got a yellow onion here and I'll do maybe half of it. Okay, that's all we need for that. Let's go ahead and transfer these to our baking sheet. So I'm using my large one. We're gonna put our veggies on the bottom and our chicken on top before we season everything, and then we'll just mix it all together. Okay, let me move this out of the way and I'm gonna grab our chicken. So I thawed some chicken tenders from Butcher Box, And I'm just gonna cut them into thin strips so that they will cook quickly. You could just use chicken breasts for this, whatever chicken you want, honestly. But you just want it to be thin. I've got our chicken all sliced up. We're gonna put it on top of the veggies. So let me grab that. And although we're going to mix all of this up here soon, we want most of our fajita seasoning to be on the chicken and not on the vegetables. So that's why we're doing it in this order, because we don't even have to dirty up a bowl or anything. We're gonna mix it all here on the sheet pan, but we wanna make sure that the chicken gets the majority of it. Let me wash my hands, I'll be right back. Now, if you want to make your own fiesta, or fiesta, make your own fiesta. If you wanna make your own fajita seasoning, feel free. You can just Google what all goes in that, but we have this one here, so I'm just gonna use it. And we're gonna sprinkle it over the top. I hear you in there. Steven's making fun of me because I said, you can make your own fiesta. You know, is it a true marriage if you don't make fun of each other as soon as you mess up a word? I know, I'm sorry. Steven's leg hurts. He would be in here with me doing this, but he has overworked his leg doing his workouts and he's in some pain. He's icing his leg right now, and he's got it propped up. We're gonna spoon some minced garlic over the top too. It's just fun to get messy sometimes. There we go, and let me grab my olive oil. So let's just drizzle this over the top, a tablespoon or two. Now, we can toss it all together. So I go back in with my hands. Okay, spread that back out. Lovely. Okay, that's all we've got to do for now. So this is going to go in a 425-degree oven for about 15 to 20 minutes, just until your chicken is cooked through. Your chicken should be super thin, so it should cook really quickly. I just chopped up some serrano peppers, and let me redeem myself. I feel silly because in another video not too long ago, I said I have serrano because my grocery store was out of jalapeno. And I said serrano's not as hot as jalapeno. Yes, it is. It's hotter. I don't know if I was thinking of poblano. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, but it definitely was hotter, but it still wasn't too hot for our taste. Thank the good Lord. But anyway, we had a few left over, so I chopped those up for Steven to put on his fajitas because I know he'll want it. And then I'm gonna wrap our flour tortillas in some aluminum foil, and I'm gonna put it in the oven like the last 5 minutes or so just to heat up our tortillas. Okay, those are ready to go in the oven. Okay, this just came out of the oven. It smells amazing in here. We're gonna top it with some lime juice. So I'm gonna squeeze that all over top. Another great thing about this meal is I'm gonna take this directly to the table, and we're just gonna serve ourselves right off of this so I don't have to dirty up anything else.
Big old bite.
Fajita.
That is good.
Good.
All the sauces coming together now. Flavor of the chicken. Oh yeah, the serrano pepper now. Some spice.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some citrusy flavors in there too.
I
It's
put some lime on top, yeah.
really nice. Crunch of the peppers,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and all that. But yeah, this is classic fajitas.
Good.
Really good. Love it.
And it's so simple and so quick and easy. You don't even need a recipe. It's just a great meal to have when you don't feel like cooking, really.
No.
He made him a fajita salad.
Sometimes you got to skip the bread. You don't have to all the time, but sometimes I do.
I'm telling you what, this
Just
is
eat the filling.
delicious.
I love this. This is a great like taco alternative as well.
Yeah. So I'm almost done with my first fajita. I'm gonna make me a second one. I heated up some of the Aldi refried beans. I always like to mix sour cream in with it. It's so good. But this was a hit for sure.
Yeah.
Explain to them what I'm about to make and why you came up with this idea.
Chicken tender tacos.
Chicken tender
Because
tacos.
Zaxby's came out with something that had that. I've never had them,
I've had them.
but you had. I mean,
They're
you
really
thought they
good.
were really good. I thought that's actually a pretty good way of maybe using some of the frozen chicken tenders that we have.
Yes.
Which the kind that you have in there are my absolute favorite of all time of frozen chicken tenders. These are amazing.
It's the Just Bear.
Yeah.
I get them from Sam's Club. You can get them from
Really good.
just the regular grocery store, but I get the big bag from Sam's Club. They are lightly breaded
Yeah.
chicken breast original strips. No antibiotics, no added hormones, no artificial ingredients, no preservatives.
Yeah, so you could,
We like it.
I mean, you could put one in a small flour taco or whatever, or two, or however many you'll fit in there. That
Yeah.
makes sense. And then you can kind of jazz it up with
I've got some
maybe
pico de gallo.
pico de gallo, maybe a little spicy ranch, maybe some avocado, if you wanted to, or whatever.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing for lunch. And
Yeah.
since it's just for me, it's okay because I just grab out what I need, pop these in the air fryer, and lunch is served. So
think that's a
let's
great
do that.
idea.
Okay. I think it was a great idea. You're just so
I
smart.
don't know how. Yeah.
So I just chopped up a little bit of romaine lettuce, and then I bought this pico de gallo from Food Lion, and I've got those for the toppings as well as my spicy ranch. So I preheated my air fryer. It just finished. I'm just gonna make 2 of the little tacos. So yeah, that's the perfect size. So let's grab 2 chicken strips. Throw that one in. Ah, perfect. Okay. Those are going in for 13 minutes. Okay, my chicken strips just came out. I did warm my tortillas first. You could definitely cut these up if you wanted to, but in true Zaxby style, I'm just laying the chicken strip right in there. A little bit of lettuce, pico, a little avocado. He's already had lunch with his mama, but he said he wants to take a bite. One
Gotta have a bite.
One bite.
All
Okay.
right, let's get this bite here. That looks really good.
It does look good.
Man.
Okay. We can tink. You can take a bite of that one.
Okay, thank you. Ready? Tink.
You want more than a bite.
Wow.
Okay, that's good. That's better than the one I got from Zaxby's, I ain't gonna lie. That's good.
That's the way we're gonna have to eat these from now on. That is delicious. A spicy ranch. That's better than any spicy ranch I've ever had. That is perfection. Love the avocado, kind of cools it and mellows it off, you know?
It's so good.
Spicy ranch, and then that pico de gallo gives it that sort of authentic taco, Mexican taco flavor. You know? That is really good. I mean, that is like, I'd buy that. I mean, I guess I did buy that. But you know what I'm saying. It's just absolutely criminal that I can't have another bite of that.
You can have another bite.
I'm just kidding. No, I don't need to eat that. It's really good, delicious though. You just can't stop. Once you pop, you can't stop. What was that commercial? Was
Is that Pringles?
Pringles? Yeah,
It's Pringles, right?
something like that.
Okay. Okay. Next time you're making chicken strips, if you want to do something different than just dipping it in your sauce, do
That is
this.
really good.
We are just going to be making some salsa ranch chicken wraps. It goes very quickly, but I have a feeling it's going to be delicious. I'm going to put this flour tortilla here on this plate and just top it with some of our shredded chicken. Now you're going to just top it with a little bit of ranch, which this is brand new. I need to open it. About a tablespoon of ranch. Okay. And then a tablespoon of salsa. You can add shredded cheese at this point. I'm just going to use what I have on hand, which is this sliced Colby Jack. But the recipe says that the trick is to the seasoning is adding basil, dried basil, which sounds interesting, but we're going to go with it. And she said to go liberal with the basil, and then also to add a little bit of garlic powder. Now I'm going to top it with my cheese. I'm going to use 1 slice, but I'm just going to half it. You have to do the sound or it doesn't count. And I'm just folding it, kind of rolling it, seam side down. We'll leave it like that. Now let's go over to our skillet. Okay, so I've got my skillet on medium heat. I could probably turn it down just a little bit. I just put a tablespoon of butter in here, and we are gonna place our tortilla in seam side down, and we're just going to brown it on both sides. So I'm gonna leave it here for just a couple of minutes and then we'll flip it. And pay closer attention than I did. I left some of the butter paper on there. I was like, what is that in my pan? Yeah, it was the butter paper. So there's that. And all we're really doing is just kind of crisping it up on the outside and melting that cheese a little bit on the inside, and then it's gonna be time to eat. Our taste tester has tapped out. It's just me. But y'all, this looks so good. If you don't make anything else that I made today, make this. Oh my gosh. This is my new favorite lunch. So I took some, first of all, Cole came and ate half of it. And he said it is the best wrap he's ever had. He took a bite and he was like, then I took some to Steven. I said, just take a bite. He said, that is so good. It reminded him of a quesadilla, and it totally does. It's got that ranch in there though, so it's a little bit different, but y'all gotta make that.